Oh, it's a black screen. Oh no! Hello! Hi! Yes. Sorry for black screen. Minecraft decided it didn't want to log in, so I had to restart it. Anyway, we are here now. Hear the music. How is everyone doing in chat today? I saw someone here had a question for me or something. Oh yeah, Joshua Moton, that's right. Is it okay if you could make art of me? Oh, it is absolutely okay, yes. Keep it clean, of course. HIYU is he's into space and is also a bit into eggs. He likes to eat eggs. They're tasty. Obviously. I mean, come on. Alright. Perhaps not raw. Raw's a bit weird. It's doable though. I am the only person on the server right now. I know everyone seems to be I've got 22 nether quartz ore for whatever reason. Okay, I'm gonna go clean this stuff out. Give me a sec. Yeah, how are you guys doing? I hope you're good. Real Fast Furry says good. Ferganometry says good. Lucased says hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Alright. Someone asks, does anyone know what an SD40-2 is? No, but every time someone asks something like that, it's always trains. I'm going to guess that it is a kind of train. Oh, I got that tasty XP, level 48. Level 48, that's child's play. You know what, I've got a lot of, my wings seem to be doing fine, so I should be good. Let's put it in with the rest of the, oh god. Alright, never mind. Let's craft it up then. Need another 3 in there. Okay. Right, today, we're not going to be doing anything particularly special today, but we are going to be hanging out. I'll drop the Discord link in the chat. There we go. So anyone who wants to join the Discord, say hi. We can talk about space and stuff. I always wonder if the music's at the right level. I guess it is. Hello there, Deltrex the Wolf. Welcome. Okay. I think we can move the game sounds up as well. Oh, that's right. This is a patron server. It's currently $10 per month, which is a bit high. The reason for that is we don't yet have an anti-griefing plugin. I've dealt with patron servers before, and this seems to be a good level without that plugin, but I will be installing that plugin. I have a friend who's going to help me with it. But until then, it's going to be $10 per month, sadly. But yeah, the thing is though, don't pay to get on the server. It's just a reward for people who already are patrons. So yeah, if you care about space, that's more of the idea of why you'd be a patron of me. All right, looks like we have a coupon. Or another coupon. Do we need a shulker box just for these dang coupons now? All right, let's. Where do I put this? I guess it goes in here. Alright, then the coupons, I guess, can go in here, because they're worth something. I apparently have a beacon somewhere? Wait a minute. Okay, let me just fill up on rockets quickly. I need to go find my beacon. We're gonna go mining. But to mine, we need a beacon, because we're not chumps. It would also be good if I could have some more golden carrots here. Not carrots, but I need gold. Alright, I got a lot of gold here, that's good. Cool. And then I can just put some of these away here. Neat. Oh, that's the carrots. Alright, now we can fly out. What do we have here? Yep, this can stay there. Cool, cool. Exactly, Beastolf. You can just join in the streaming channel. Let me just check I'm in the right channel. Oh hey, we have Glitter Force 1221 in here. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, that is indeed a thing. It's the streaming channel in my Discord server. Keep in mind, since it is a stream, we will be worrying about things like, okay, my keyboard noise, I need to get better at that. I do have a membrane keyboard somewhere. It's more so stuff like, extraneous noises, so you're doing just fine, Glitter. I mean, for anyone else who joins, we have, like, echoing or other noises and stuff. Since it's a stream, we'll be a little bit more strict on that kind of thing. So... beacon. Let's go get that beacon. Flying Mart. Should be here. It was here. If I recall correctly, there's a gigantic open space beneath here. There's my beacon. Okay. The idea is I want this back. This could take some time. Okay, so, for those of you who watch my videos, I have a little bit of an update. That intro, if you saw the intro at the beginning of the stream, it's full of all the coolest space clips that I remember or could find. I got all of those for a reason, and it's for my next video. It was kind of a requirement for that video that I download all these cool clips. So I figured I would use them for this kind of cool intro style. But that also means that this next video is in production. At least the video part. The audio part was done in December. But I've just been so creatively burnt out and kind of terrified of making this video. It's a much more heartfelt video, which probably means that it'll bomb significantly, but I hope not. I've also gotten better at arguing the argument that I argue in it, so I might make a follow-up to it afterwards. But essentially, the whole idea is, the reason I care about space is because I care about the Earth. A lot of people don't get that. They don't get why, why spend all these resources on space when we should be looking after the Earth. But the fact of the matter is, to get people on board, they need to know why the Earth is beautiful, why the Earth is important, why they should care, and why it's something that we can even affect in the first place. And to do that, we need to harness the power of a different perspective. Whether that's for putting sensors in a different place, or whether that's for, having people look upon their homeland with a different perspective. That is the reason why. I think I can just fly out of here like a boss. Hey! I even took advantage of the lag. Cool. Oh, and also one thing to note with this new video, I composed all of the music for it. My first time composing soundtrack, and I have spent a few months to kind of slowly go over that and get better, just as a way of, sort of improving at it. Not because I needed to, but because... oh, whoa. Because, that's what I wanted to do. So, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm just kind of terrified of releasing it. So, he, instead of making like a special overflow thing, he literally just made a second trash can here. This is where we chucked all of our items we didn't want last video. Oh, got a cough. Oof, alright. So, this is like a shady record store that Captain Trash Can made. I think I'm gonna send this stream to a friend of mine. Give me a sec. Yeah. Where is that link? There we go. Copy link. Blam. There we go. So yeah, this is it here. We have a lot of famous, C418 10. We have a Mole and let's see what else we have here. Malo High. I think these are Chorp. Chorp. I think these are bootlegs. There's the imposing sheep as usual. Yeah. They've been doing a really great job in building this area up. Yeah, we have this new construction over here. I'm not sure what this is. Actually, is this new or old? I probably just didn't notice it before. Okay. We are heading off to... we have the beacon. Where should we mine? We should choose a place to mine. I mean, I guess this way is a good way to go because no one comes out this way. Is that a lone cactus there? Okay. So one thing to note, we are still on 1.13, and the reason for that is, well, we run this on paper. What is this over here? Oh, it's like a sunken house, except it's not sunken. Interesting. Blah. There's a spider eye at least. What was I saying? Yeah, we run on paper, which is a version of the Minecraft server that is much more optimized and allows us to do crazy things like fly thousands of blocks without any lag whatsoever. It also means I have to wait for the new version to come out. Whoa, look at this. I never saw this before. What do I see here? This is baller. This area is really cool. How's our elytra doing? It's okay. Well, we need to find a place to start our mining. I think this ravine here might be a good place to start. However, there's lots of baddies around now. Oh, that's not a good sound. Okay, well they're not coming down here, so we're good. Let's quickly grab ourselves this cheeky little bit of iron here. Speaking of cheeky, when I was at Confuzzled, I had my first proper Nando's. T-Lark, the old blue fox, he took me out for Nando's last time, but this time I was taken out by a Martin, and also some of the Confuzzled staff people. And, yeah, I had my first actual proper Nando's inside a Nando's, would you believe? I feel actually British now, or something like that. Where are they? Are they up there? Hello, Perusing Panda. Welcome to the stream. How am I flying with fireworks? Since Minecraft 1.11, we have had elytra, which are these wings. And since 1.12, fireworks have allowed us to propel ourselves while flying. You can choose different flight times for the fireworks, but I choose the lowest time because it allows me the most choice for when I use them, and also they take less resources. HIYU, grant us with a space fact. I could tell you a fact about space, or I could tell you a fact about space flight. I think I want you to tell me what you want. Do you want me an astronomy fact, or do you want a fact about like space flight and engineering and the developments and history around that? All right, so here we just got to choose a place to dig down and just do it. I think we'll go here. Now, as you may know, there is a rule in Minecraft, and that Minecraft rule is don't dig down. But we're baller. We have potions, so we could just, yeah. I mean, we could just grab a potion of fire resistance and just dig down. I don't actually have any. That's stupid. I'll brew one right here and now. Cauldron, water bucket, and we need 3 of these boys. Alright, then we need to put down a brewing stand. We need a blaze powder and a magma cream and a redstone dust. Okay, oh, and also a nether wart too. So we chuck these in, nether wart. Yeah, and then we'll just put them in sequentially. Meanwhile, I'll go grab myself some more water. Ow, that wasn't desirable in the slightest. Is that zombie gonna follow me? Oh, okay, cool. I've got water. This whole area is gonna turn into a spawn trap, so I better light it up at least. Alright. Now we can add our magma cream. What else we got in the chat here? What is Nando? Oh, it's a place that does like spicy chicken in England. I was in England for a week. Oh yeah, European furry cons are 7 days long. Well, 5 main days with 2 other like sort of extra days. So yeah, we got long cons. It's good. space. Astronomy. Okay, you guys want astronomy facts. Saturn's outermost ring is a very sort of diffuse, cloudy looking one. Ooh, Jacob Emilsson just subscribed. Hello, is that a Swedish name? I'm curious. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. You're gonna get space facts delivered right to your face. Yeah, so Saturn's outermost ring is very diffuse, it's very soft and very faint, and it's huge as well. And it's actually the result of one of Saturn's moons made of ice. It has cracks in the surface, and out of those cracks it shoots jets of water vapor. And the water vapor turns to ice and forms this huge ring. And it is super beautiful when lit up from behind by the sun. Actually, you know what? We're going to whack out the old Google Chrome here. I'm going to show you. Alright, let's... Can I use the editor here? Game capture off. Display capture? No, it's this one. Okay, we'll grab it over here. Got the old Google Chrome. Day the Earth Smiled. That's what this image is called. It's big. Big-o. Now, I'm showing this to you because this is a real photograph taken by the Cassini probe as like a sort of like a stitched together... Am I gonna die? You know what, I should probably do something like this first. Alright. This is a real photograph. And, so what we see here is Saturn taken from behind where the sun is backlighting all the rings. And this outermost ring here was very soft looking. It actually comes from... Can I, like, scroll? Please? There we go. This is Enceladus, a moon made of ice. And you can see it's got all these cracks all over its surface. And, yeah, it jets out these sort of water jets. It has an ocean underneath. And you can actually see the shadow being cast by the sun through the ring here, through the ice. And what you can see here is the jet coming out of it. And this is a photo. This is a real photo. There's another thing in a few other things you may actually recognize in this image. So I think it's down here somewhere. Maybe it's up here. Titan. Actually, yeah, it's in Infinity War. It's Titan. I don't know what that one is. It's another big boy. Give me a sec. Where's Titan? Titan's like a smaller planet that orbits around Saturn. There it is. It's very cloudy, and it has these... Chrome's being annoying. There we go. You can see it has a faint shadow here as well. It's very cloudy, and it has a methane cycle instead of a water cycle, because it's like Earth but much colder. So the processors are use different chemicals, but the processes themselves are similar. Now there's another object we can find out here that you'll recognize, and this one is a very special one. And I just reordered some icons on my taskbar. God dang it! Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Let me zoom in on it here. See this here? The image is kind of a bit weirdly colored, but essentially this is a blue dot with a smaller gray dot next to it. And if you can tell me what that is, I'll shout out your name, I guess. I don't know what kind of prize that is, but yeah, this is a beautiful photo. I'll put the link to it in chat so you guys can make it your desktop wallpaper. Alright, back to the old mining and the crafting. Oh, which way was it? No. That's it. That's right, it's Earth! Real FNAF Furry and Multi-T. Got it right. So, we got our fire resistance potion. We only need one of these actually, so... We're actually running out of space in this place here. I got 5 brewing stands. Why do I have 5 of them? Oh well, we just do. Right, that's my brewing box, goes back in there. Grab my ender chest. This is a silk touch, yeah it is. Okay, let's take a swig of this boy. And we're gonna go down. To level... 12. Oh, okay. We didn't need it after all. Actually 11. There we go. I think we'll make the beacon over... we should probably make it here. Alright, we'll use Elytra to get out of here. Wait, that's illegal. It's fine if you have a feather falling boots and a fire resistance potion. Which I do. Oh, gotta not hit the mic. Alright, see you, Lucasade. So, there are messages that slip through that get caught by the filter that you guys don't see. I'm going to read one of them, just to know what you shouldn't write in a message to a streamer. It's, hey, I just stopped by to say that you have some good content. I made a bet with my brother to get to 1,000 subscribers, so... do you think that you could help me out and drop a sub? I appreciate it a lot. Now, see... First of all, like, okay, I get that people want to collab and stuff. And for some people they want to collab with, their subscriber count actually matters. If you're gonna have to collab with someone who only cares about you based on subscriber count, like, don't collab with them. Okay, this is 11, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Like, it's probably quite a vain person. Second of all, like, the quality of your community is as important as the size of your community. So if you use a lot of cheap tricks, like asking for subs, but I mean that's not very effective, you know, say use cheap tricks like making prank videos and stuff like that, or like giveaways to increase your subscriber count and the size of your community, all you're going to end up doing is making a community that is only there for those cheap tricks. They don't care about what you're passionate about, they're just there for that, and that's not a good situation from what I have experienced, or at least what I've seen online. So we've created this whole thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the layer where the iron has to go. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to create like a sort of a staircase over here. Like that. And hopefully that is all we need. Alright, let's get to placing all this iron down. I think, you can just fill in all this crap here. And yeah, that one can stay as it is, cool. Iron. This is the only thing you need loads of iron blocks for. Now, I would have an iron farm, but 1.14 is going to change it anyway, so I'm waiting until 1.14.3 or whatever to come out to make an iron farm. But then when we have an iron farm, my god, the hoppers, the amount of hoppers, just, it will, I'm just going to go ballistic with the hoppers. Now let us take a look at the chat. Chat is saying, digging straight down is a horrible idea if you don't have the right equipment. Yep, I agree. That's why I have Feather Falling 4, and I also have Fire Resistance Potion currently enabled. Oh yeah, here's your hourly reminder to check if you're watching the stream current, or if you're watching the stream a few minutes behind. Some people don't realize that they're like behind in the stream and not watching it as it is currently. Oh, yeah, I've got to put something in there, don't I? Let me just get myself like a little ingot or something. Haste, haste, blammo. Cool. Alright, now we should be able to just cheese away the world. Let me grab 2 of these boxes. And I think I'll also drink the other potion too. How long is this going to last me? 3 minutes. There's no space for another potion in this box here, so I might as well. Why is there a Sharpness 5 book in here? Get out of there, what are you doing? Alright, maybe there is space for this potion here. Cool, alright. So I'm just trying to clear out my inventory here. Let's see. FNAF Ray asks, hi, is it okay if I join the streaming voice channel with you since I have a new, better working mic? Definitely, definitely. Yeah, so I have 2 streaming voice channels in my server. I'm not sure if you're even able to see the other one, But the one that's called streaming, anyone can join. I have another one called Space to Ground, which that one I like choose who can join. Simply so that I can like have a stream with like a guest on or something. This should be 11, right? Yeah, it is. Put a stair there. Get some torches in the offhand. Grill. So, yeah, let's just dig dag dug. Do we dig this 2 high or 3 high? Oh, I think 3 high might actually be worth it, to be honest. Before I always dig 2 high, but everyone complains that it's really claustrophobic, so... I mean, it won't take any more torches to dig 3 high, so might as well. It's very easy to do so.
Hello there.
Hello!
No, I just have to try some.
I think I need to turn down my music so that like, people can hear you. You're very quiet, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I've turned you up a little bit.
Okay.
If people want to join the Discord, I'll post the link again. It's GG/. See, that's the power move. You gotta memorize your Discord server link. So you can just type it out whenever you want. Just drop it. Drop it down in the chat. The only reason I memorized it is because I was handing out stickers at Confuzzled a year ago, and I wrote it so many times in pen that I just remembered it. Yep, today is an actually chill stream. We're just gonna be mining and chatting about stuff together, so yeah. And hopefully not dying too. Dying is not very chill. We had a couple world wars and we figured that one out, like scientifically speaking. Not chill. Hello, Axel! People talk about Razer in chat. I mean, I wouldn't go to Razer for everything. I'm not really a fan of Razer mice. For mice, I much prefer Rocket and Steel series. They just have more of a kind of like a shape and buttons that I like. But I do use a Razer Black Widow keyboard because it's simply just this thing is built like a tank. This is the keyboard. This is the most keyboard. Look what we found. Ooh, found. I'm speaking like I'm from the south of Sweden. Look what we found. I don't know. Jag går här på semester från Skåne. Only Swedish people will get that one. I'm probably not doing a very good job of it either. Okay, we've got 4 diamond boys over here. Very good. Oh, okay, we've reached the limit of the beacon length here. Yeah, okay, so this is the point where we turn back and then we start a new little direction here. Kale, you're drawing. That's awesome. I've been practicing drawing recently too. You know what? If this stream sort of like becomes too chill, and I mean like Soviet Union collapsing chill, like it just kind of falls apart because it gets too relaxed. Okay, maybe I don't know enough about that to talk about. but if the stream gets really chill, I might just draw instead of Minecraft. We'll see what happens. Real FNAF Furry, we're in the streaming voice channel.
Maybe you could just start playing Scribble.io with your viewers. That would be the idea.
Could you say that again? You're quite quiet.
Okay. My microphone is actually in my mouth, pretty much.
Well, then you're at the best that your microphone can output, but you still then need to apply a gain to it in like Windows settings or Discord.
Yeah, I'm on phone, that's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I'll try.
Yeah, it sounds good now. Then I just need to turn my music down.
Okay.
Yeah, the music is really loud. We can barely hear people on the stream talk.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Thanks for the feedback there. Oh. Hello, Folian. Alright.
How often do you stream?
I haven't figured that out yet.
He don't streams in a schedule, but
I don't
when he
yeah.
streams, then they're most times late.
The thing is, I'm in a big period of change in my life. I just finished with with the game dev. Had a pretty good 8 years or so career, and now I'm thinking, you know what? I want to do space stuff full time, or at least, you know, focus my creative power on something that my new passion, basically. I've talked about it in the past, but essentially, you only have so much creative juice, and I had to make a choice whether I wanted to continue working in game dev, which is an incredibly creative field, or just put that into personal projects that I cared more about. My kind of dream had sort of changed from game dev to more space-oriented stuff, and I had to choose, and I chose this. I want to work on the channel. I want to teach people space stuff, and that's kind of like, it feels more like kind of a life purpose thing than just being a video game artist and making video games. Granted, we made epic award-winning video games, but it's not space.
What games did you guys make?
I did all the lighting and most of the VFX and some of the environments for a game called A Way Out that we released about a year ago. Like a co-op split-screen Prison Break kind of deal.
Heard of it.
Yeah. And before that, I was lead designer on a game called The Beginner's Guide. And before that, I helped out on a game called The Stanley Parable by the same writer.
One of my best friends was the Stanley Parable. I've never personally played it, but it's good.
That, I mean, Davey, like as a writer, and Will as well as like a comedian. They were amazing writers, and Will is also amazing. He was the main level designer on that game. Will's gone off and formed his new studio called Crows, and I believe they are the sort of biggest part of the new Stanley Parable release that's going to be coming out. Yeah, they're all really awesome people, and they read way too much weird stuff. they read a lot of weird books. That's where all that stuff comes from.
What kind of weird? Wink, wink.
Weird, like super meta. I mean, the kind of stuff that generates these games, like gives them these wacky ideas. They're really into sort of like screwing with writing principles and stuff.
When did you go into game dev?
So I think it was around 2009, 2010 when I played Mirror's Edge, and the lighting in that game and the sort of the environments and the way it made me feel really inspired me to get into game dev. Portal as well was a huge influence on me. So
Those are both one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
So, well, Minecraft's not a game; it's a lifestyle, mum. But yeah. So with the, that's right, just a Surge. Surge? What the hell? Surg. Of course you're a Surg. Yeah. So with Portal, I downloaded the Source SDK, which is just Hammer Editor and a few other things. I experimented with that. I learned it. I then actually learned it a couple years later, and I made a bunch of tutorials as a channel called Weasel Level Design. I know a few people have watched my tutorials. One of my patrons actually came to me saying, "Wait a sec, I got into making maps and stuff because of your tutorials." I'm like, that's nuts. Yeah, so I've been around. And then I got a message on FacePunch in 2012. I think I was 17, from the Stanley Parable dude saying, you know, hey, I want to work on a new game, which that game ends up being the beginner's guide. But he wanted to work on a new game, and I had been recommended by someone else that he'd talked to, but they didn't have time. So, yeah, from there I got involved with the team, and we worked on... Well, I helped out a little bit with Stanley, but my main focus was beginner's guide. I was not good at making anything. I mean, I can make a good thing once I made it, but like I wasn't a very self-motivated person. But we got there in the end. I hear Stanley was kind of the same though, so but yeah, we got there in the end, and gotta watch out for my pickaxe actually.
I'm not
yeah.
good with making games. Like I can make an animation or like a clicker game with JavaScript, but I'm not that good.
The thing is, like video games, like making a film is so much easier than making a video game. Games are incredibly complex. And like, I don't think people, in fact, no, nobody, not even most people inside a studio, can comprehend the amount of work that goes in, the amount of learning you need to do. Just to make a 3D model that you then put into the engine is just some ridiculous task. Because you have to learn so many things. Like, you can't just learn the tools. You can't just learn, like, you know, this one add loops, this one, you know, merges polygons, this one bridges polygons. You can't just learn that. You then also have to learn the art of making a model. It's an art. So it's like a sculptor. You hand a sculptor a thing that they used to sculpt. I don't actually know what they used to sculpt. I guess they have several tools that they use to sculpt. But you know, they can learn to use those tools. But imagine that those tools were ridiculously complex. But then, after they know those tools, they still have to know how to sculpt something that looks good. But then, of course, you need to learn other skills. Like, okay, now you need to learn UV mapping. You need to learn how to think of a model in a way where you can, like, unfold it and turn that into a sheet to display a texture on. And then you have to think of how you make the texture, and for that you need to know material science. You need to know how light interacts and bounces off surfaces and reflects and the different components of that, or how it like filters through a surface and kind of shoots out the other side in a really diffuse way. So many different things. And then of course once it's in the engine you have to learn about level of detail optimization, and there's a few other things too. And then don't even get me started on animated models. Like that is a...
make a 2D pixel art Doge. That's basically it.
There is an equivalent of sprite sheets in 3D. So, I mean, in 3D when you have, you know, in 2D when you have a sprite sheet and it's animated, it's basically just a bunch of different images that get cycled through, and it looks like an animation.
It's like flipbook.
Yeah, in 3D flipbooks do exist. They are actually, I forgot what they're called. There's a special weird brand-sounding name for them. They are incredibly memory intensive, because in this case, a lot of the time it's for stuff like fluid sim or really specialized cloth sim that you've like exported frames of. But it's not just pixels. You're actually dealing with a huge 3D thing, and it's usually very complex if it's like water droplets. So it can get very memory intensive to like load and display all of this stuff from memory. I forgot what it's called though. It has a special name. But yeah, we've experimented with it and kind of tried to do stuff with it. In the end, if you want to do like a water splash or something, as long as it's not like a special cutscene one, it's better to just like do a water splash in a simulation program like Blender or Houdini, and then sort of cut out just the splash part, and then just like make a particle effect that has loads of them at random rotations and just like scales them up and makes them fall. And that just looks like a splash. Good enough.
I was never really good at particle effects. I never really got good at that.
You need to start off with good content. So by content I mean like a good sprite sheet. I think there's a few free ones you can download that are quite good. I found one good free one for the Nordic FuzzCon video. I didn't really feel inclined to use the ones that I had made at work. I guess I could ask them. They'd probably say yes, but yeah. I made some at work using actual simulation software.
I just started learning to code like last year.
I mean, coding, once you know how... Yeah, it's another thing, isn't it? Like, you can learn a programming language, but that doesn't make you a good programmer. Yeah, you need to know the tool, but after you know the tool, you have to use the tool to learn the art. So, once you know one language, you sort of make a lot of programs with that, you start to get a very good grasp of how programming works, and then what language you're using means less after that. Obviously, going from C# to C++ is a big jump, but yeah.
Learned JavaScript.
We don't talk about JavaScript. Humans shouldn't write JavaScript.
What?
JavaScript is
What's wrong with
pain.
that? I think by far the easiest programming language to learn is HTML.
It's very controversial whether that's called a programming language. It technically can be used as a programming language, but as a scripting language, yeah, that was kind of the first thing that I learned. It's incredibly accessible too. You can just open up, the F12 menu in Chrome, and there you go, it's HTML. Not every website has readable HTML because a lot of it's auto-generated from PHP BS. By BS, I mean bull poop. But yeah, it's right there, so it is definitely much more accessible. You don't have to download a program to start looking at it and writing it.
Somebody asked, what about Python?
Python's good. My university that I went to, I actually learned programming at university, which I kind of regret. Not really, but I didn't even finish that course because that's when I moved to Sweden. But yeah, we were taught using Python first when it came to object-oriented programming, and I'm happy that they did that because that was a very nice introduction. It is a nice programming language. It's just, it feels happy. It feels like it wants to be programmed with.
How long did it take to learn that? Because I might take it up.
Well, it was on a very fixed structure, so you could probably learn it very quickly if you had the right tutorials. I mean, I would recommend something like Skillshare because, I mean, it is a dedicated learning resource as opposed to just finding something randomly on YouTube and hoping it's okay. I would look into seeing if your school has some kind of deal with Skillshare, so you could perhaps get a subscription to Skillshare through them. Yeah, that's what I'd recommend.
I'll look into it, but I don't exactly live in the richest part of the world, so I doubt it, but we can look.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
CJ.
Hi.
Okay, this pick is gonna be ripped pretty soon. Doesn't look like I have a spare pick here. I think now would be a good time to quit while we're ahead. Go and fix up our stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just leave this here. We can come back here.
Only thing I did with programming was backend, and it was with Scratch too, and that was just basicness of the basic in the programming. So, but I won't look forward to get a programmer. But in my opinion, like, programmers should get 10 times more respect from others than
Yeah.
artists because
Oh.
it's so hard.
Well, I think you don't quite understand the complexity of our art. I would say a programmer should get maybe 1.5 times as respect as an artist. Granted, they are much more important to a game. Far more important to a game. But a lot of what programmers do is, for example, bug fixing. Bug fixing is tough. But there is, once you fixed it, you know it is fixed. There is a definite solution has been arrived at. With art, the skill simply involved in knowing when to call it done is hard. I know of people who do not have that skill but have all of the others, and just that missing is heartbreaking to see. So it is really difficult. And of course, it is. I think what a lot of programmers, I mean, some do understand, but a lot of who don't, is that art is an incredibly emotional thing. You are putting part of yourself into something, and you know, a part of you becomes tied to that thing, and that is creative energy that you've spent, which you're not getting back. Are these all full? Jesus Christ. Alright. Do I have any more?
I gotta go.
Alright, take care.
You do.
Yeah.
Where do I have all my shulkers?
The thing with bugs is you first get to find them and find what starts the bug. That's to a really, well, it's not extremely hard, but not.
I mean, it's a different kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have all this experience with games. I'm both a programmer and an artist. I understand the perspective of both. I've worked with both for many years. And what I can say is, in terms of importance to the game, programmers deserve more. They deserve to be talked about more. You know, a lot of people, they see the graphics and they're like, wow, this game's good. But really, a game is good because of the design work and the amount of work that's just been put in.
Yeah.
But with artistry, you have a limited amount of that you can give out. That's what I've discovered. With programming, if you like programming, you can just program forever. With artistry, you can't just keep creating. You are giving up a part of yourself, and you only have so much of that to give. So it is different. It's very different. I would not say 10 times in the slightest. There are also games that are incredibly content-driven. So something like Ori and the Blind Forest, for example.
Yeah.
I respect the artists on that. Well, okay, respect isn't the right word. I give the artists on that way more kudos than the programmers, because so much of that was just raw content production and feeling the game. That was like one of the main draws for that game, and one of the main things in it that made it such a good game. And also conveying of the emotion of the game was a huge part of that game, and that was really only possible through the art and the music. And that is time and... I wouldn't say time, that is creative energy that they're not getting back. Now, okay, here's all my shulker shells. So let's make 8 more of these lads. So we need 16. 8. S as well. Blam? Then these all need to be white colored. Hello, Saipei, welcome! Okay. We're currently just putting away all the stone that we got from this mining expedition. Exactly, Folian. Where am I going? It's this way. I see. Okay, to be honest, I was reading chat while I was flying there. I wasn't even looking where I was going. So, okay, we have all these white shulker boxes we can fill with stone. That's my axe.
I personally found that when it comes to running a program, is that whenever you encounter a roadblock,
Oh dear.
it's easier to get around because you can search up the issue or come up with your own by analyzing the rest of the code.
Yeah.
But when it comes to art, it's more difficult because what you're doing has likely never been done by somebody else before, and you can't just go on a forum and ask somebody else how to do it, because then it's not really your art at that point.
It is so different. Okay, these shulker shells need to put them somewhere for now. That is why it is. I mean, it is way harder to become a game artist than a game programmer. Period. I will say that with absolute certainty. I have no doubts about that in my mind.
Well, what if programming is harder for you than being an artist? For example, for me, programming is way harder than being an artist.
So, programming for me is not hard. I just don't particularly like it. I'm talking about my experience talking to people who have, either wanted to be in or have been in the game industry. The difference between the stories of people who learned programming for games and people who learned artistry for games.
Right.
I know a lot of younger people who want to be in games and want to program in games but aren't there yet. But I know a lot more older people who want to be game artists who have been spending like 10 years of their life trying. That isn't my main statistic, but it is kind of like indicative of the fact that it's really, really tough.
Yeah, for me, programming is much harder than an artist, because once you have your own art style and know how to draw with it, you can do it.
Drawing.
Of course, it will take very much time until you finish a big project or a small project, but programming, you always encourage things.
I'm gonna say 2D art is not comparable to 3D art for games.
Yeah.
It's not comparable in the slightest. The processes are similar to some extent. The learning curve is similar to some extent, but like with 2D, when you're drawing in Photoshop and you're learning to line art for the first time, you're learning how the brush works, how to find brushes and download them and use them. That takes some time. Learning something like Autodesk Maya is not comparable to that. It's just so alien to the concept of like a Photoshop brush. So yeah, I would struggle to compare the two.
It's sort of like using like the vector curve tool, but in 3 dimensions.
No, that's NURBS. We don't use those. Okay, I think there should be flint here somewhere as well. Oh? Pretty sure there's a flint chest somewhere. Whatever, okay. I think what I can do is I can actually show you guys the process of making a 3D model and exporting it. Is this something I want to settle with people? People to just know. For example, the Nordic FuzzCon 2019 video that I made. The spacesuit, just the spacesuit alone for the character, took me 2 months to make.
I'm not surprised. It's a really detailed model and it looks great.
The detail isn't the problem. Oh my god, we have a lot of dirt. Alright. So, once you've made the model, you know, there are so many steps you then have to go through before it's done. I'm gonna steal some more of the stone here and put it into shulker boxes. That. Yes, I think I'll show it on stream. I've been meaning to show it on stream. There we go.
There's definitely a bunch of extra steps when it comes to 3D art as compared to 2D art. Such as once you're finished with a model, you have to texture it, add materials, and then comes rigging and making sure that the weight paint is made so it doesn't stretch for reasons it's not supposed to.
Each and every one of those steps takes 2 days. Or more. Like, there are people at studios whose only job is just to weight paint. Or just to do, like, the clothing and the physics simulation of the clothing for the characters. Or just to take in the motion capture data and tweak it so that it, you know, broken parts of that data do not make it through to the final animation.
Yeah.
Every single part of this is like enough for a single person to have a full-time job doing. So you can't just say they're extra steps. They are massively their own arts in and of themselves that require as much time or more time than the modeling itself. Substance Painter does make texturing way easier, yes. Quixel the same. I'll show you Quixel in a sec. So hold on. Lou asked, what is the glass building near the DSU? The white glass building here. I'm going to get phantoms if I'm not careful. This is the AFK spot. So, all caves have been lit up in a radius around this room, meaning that only the gunpowder farm and slime farms will be loaded. Oh, hey, the kelp machine is going. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so the sweeper at the bottom is coming back. I'm gonna get my bow out because I know that there's gonna be phantoms coming for me soon. So what's this? Oh, there we go. And now this part is gonna come along and collect all the items up. Eat that, you bastard.
That's a neat farm.
Gosh dang, night birds.
Always those danger flaps.
God
They're
damn,
everywhere.
danger flaps. Okay, well, looks like the farm's triggered. Thing is, all of the kelp ends up here, and it's already. Oh my god. Since when was that a thing? Give me a sec. Was it here? Oh, there used to be buttons up here, but they're gone. Weird. I'll just light it up instead. Yeah, this is where all the kelp is gone. And my whole inventory would fill up with kelp right now if I picked that up, so I'm not going to do that. Alright. When it comes to smelting all this stuff here, I think we just use the smelter over here. No problem, Lee. Alright, so what we do is we chuck all of our iron in here. It'll get sucked up like... Yep. Now while that's going, I'm gonna go sleep in a bed. Oh, that was weird. Hello, Corwin. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, we need to go mend
Under
our,
the bed.
Sorry?
You were the monster under the bed, not the person in the bed.
Could you say that again? You're on maximum volume on Discord, but I still can't hear.
What? You were the monster under the bed, not the person who's in the bed.
Wear them once under the bed, not that person, the bed.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Sorry, your mic threshold made your speech like cut out midway through as well because it's too quiet for Discord. Alright, that's all of the redstone, and this is all of the coal. I think we're gonna use the XP from all of this fortune stuff to heal some of our items too. Or mend, should I say. That's a lot of coal.
Ow.
Ow.
Just joined and my volume was all the way up.
Oh. Cool, I got 10 diamonds out of that. Click on the volume thing in the bottom right corner of your taskbar, click open volume mixer, then you can turn Discord up, it automatically lowers its volume. No. No, all of my volumes are the same, they're all at max. And other people in Discord are just fine. It's just, sometimes individual people are quieter, and you can turn individual people up in Discord, but I already had them turned up to max.
Maybe it's I think I have my headset on. But...
Yours is fine.
No.
I meant there was someone else who was very quiet.
I think I am the person.
Yeah,
I
Beast.
don't know. I'm not on PC, I'm on phone. I think that's the reason.
Well, I'm playing Minecraft right now, just doing random stuff.
Someone's spamming.
LOL. So, this is the time of the stream where I'm going to say, if you could leave a like, that'd be much appreciated, and the reason for that is because the guy I just timed out is probably going to leave a dislike. Yeah, he's timed out because he's spamming. See, we use F tastefully. If something is rip, we pay our respects. Don't just spam it for F's sake. Because then you F up.
Yeah, like earlier, whenever the intro was going on for the stream, I said F in the chat for the Dragon Council.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, the rip.
That was sad.
Absolute rip.
I'm still sad about that.
Well, it's a good thing they tested it.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't test it, then that would suck.
That's what testing's
Then
for.
to go to launch, then just explodes up on top of the Falcon.
They wouldn't have launched it. It was already flown, so.
I know, but still, even if they refurbished it, but then they decided to use the same.
I mean, if they refurbished it, they would have tested it, so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, they always would have tested it. Man, we're on our way to 1.5 stacks of the old diamond blocks. Very good. Gunpowder goes in the boombox. We need more redstone to go in here. And a lot more coal than I thought we did. Okay, let's chuck that out, make coal blocks.
Yeah, by the way, what do you think about the new Kerbal Space Program expansion?
It looks really good. I'm not sure if we have enough data to know how much it awakens the Kraken. But I am hype. I just need to download that and learn how to use it, and that requires time. Time that I will have. I have a lot of time now.
Right. Also, earlier we were talking about how you help work on games.
Yeah.
And you said that you worked on the Stanley Parable. I'm like, I worked on one of the most popular games?
Yeah, there were like 7 of us. We only knew each other through Skype.
Wow.
Yeah. And we were all like 17 years old. And really edgy. Let's see. And that game, I think, took like 3.5 years to develop. That's typically what the average game takes anyway.
I'm wondering, was there a voice actor, or was that just
Yeah.
like a...
Kevin Brighting was the voice actor. Computer voices weren't very good at the time we released that, so I mean, yeah, we needed a good voice actor anyway.
It sure seemed like it was. good at that time.
Well, he also did a lot of other voices for our trailers. He did like an American voice for one of the trailers. That was quite funny. Okay. Sorry, what are these noises I'm hearing?
Oh. Like, what noises are they?
I'm hearing like crashing metal on metal sounds. I would personally recommend push to talk during streams if there's gonna be other stuff going on.
No, I'll be right back.
I heard it just then as well. Alright, let's come up here. HCG, can you hear me?
I was just checking to see if it was in my house and it's not.
Oh,
But I am playing Minecraft.
HCG, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Hello. We're hearing a lot more of those noises coming through.
Like, I don't know.
No,
Maybe
just
they're-
there. It's like the sound of a chair creaking or a door or something.
Yeah, that's my chair. It's my gaming chair that I have. I'm like, it's
Okay.
loud.
I
can't.
would recommend using push to talk, otherwise we might have to server mute. We have more stringent rules during streams. Alright, let's turn on the farm here. I'm gonna do a quick fly around for people to see the farm too.
I just have a. I think I have a mute button. Yeah, I have mute.
Okay, if you go into settings, you can turn on push to talk, so you push a button to speak. I use the button next to Z, the little slash button. Actually, I'm not sure if American keyboards have that, but that's what I use.
Oh.
We have dolphins in the freaking farm.
Oh no.
Why, guys? They're lost. It's their loss.
I think for my headset, without going on settings, the best thing I can do is use the mute button.
Okay. If I stand over here, loads of them was born in.
It appears that Kevin Brighting was also in an episode of Doctor Who. Time
Really?
Heist. 2014.
Wait, that's a year after Stanley.
Yeah.
Huh. Give me a sec.
It's on IMDb.
He voiced the Bank of Carabraxus. So he did like announcements. Yeah, that would be very him. He does not sound
remember that.
anything.
Remember it.
He doesn't sound anything like the narrator in real life. He's a really wholesome guy. Alright, I should probably actually like repair this thing.
He also did a voiceover for Black Mesa a year before Stanley Parable.
Cool. Well, that was before the Stanley Parable game, but people already knew them because of the Stanley Parable mod.
Ah.
The game was kind of like a remake. But
A
like
remake on his...
at the bottom though, there's a part of the game where you fall through the map and go like really low down to like a different office. That's the office from the original mod. Kill all laserfish.
I'm looking through the settings. I'm trying to find it.
It's in the voice section. It's a big thing where you can choose between voice activity and push to talk.
He also voiced, or he was also the voice of the narrator core in Portal Meet the Cores 1 and 2.
That's pretty good. That was Harry 101 UK, right?
Yeah.
I do know that, Melissa. Thank you. To put the thing in my offhand. It's just I figured I just wouldn't because I didn't care. Boat party is still going strong.
Why am I having problems trying to find it?
Oh, hey, Melissa said, "Hey, how you fellow Swede here? How'd you get so interested in space?" Hello. So I'm British, but I live in Sweden now. I'm more proud of this country than my own, as you can imagine, at the current time. But how did I get interested in space? I really don't know how to answer that question. Because, I mean, it is something I'm really interested in. On like a fundamental level. I guess sort of like the perspective shifting, like certain things in media that I saw changed my perspective of space from being, you know, exploration for exploration's sake or scientific research for the researcher's sake to more being like a way of bettering people and a way of changing our perspective on our planet and who we are. Having a different perspective and having sort of a more like, yeah, to understand that what's really happening in the universe is very different from our everyday life, and the life we live is just an illusion, where we think the world is around us is generally flat, and that there are houses and buildings and roads, and that anything matters at all. And that is not representative of the greater reality. The greater reality is planets and stars and gas. And that is the perspective that we also should be living our lives. Like, you know, what we should do is aim to make the people we care about happy and also make ourselves happy in the process. And that's really the most that we can do and the most that we should focus on. Exploration is part of that. Having fun, researching, you know, getting rid of disease, getting rid of poverty is part of that. That's where activism activism comes into play. I almost said Activision. I saw E3 stuff going on. But, you know, all of this is in the perspective of really wanting to know who we are. And that we're not here for whatever magical reason, and we're just here by chance. We better make the most of what we have. I think stuff like the film Gravity really kicked that off for me, at least on the technological side. But stuff like...
I was gonna say,
sorry, do you have something to say, ACG?
You gotta put yourself to push to talk.
HCG, did you have something to say?
Oh yeah, I was saying I'm just now getting to...
Okay.
I have to download Discord.
So, yes, something like the film Gravity really inspired me on the technological side, and to understand, wow, there's a lot of engineering that goes into this stuff. But also, I guess, I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, all the stuff that SpaceX has done has been the big one. Because when they do their webcast, they don't just show the cool things they're doing. They show the people in the room who did it. They show the people cheering on or like freaking out when it explodes. And that to me was like, whoa, you know, that is the room I need to be in. That's where I need to be in life, in that room, cheering on with them. So, not necessarily the very same room, but like that kind of position to see something that I really care about, that I've worked on really hard, you know, actually do the thing it was designed to. And I think that is sort of the biggest thing. Melissa asks, have you played Prey? It's an amazing game set in space. You should try it. It looks cool.
It's a horror game.
It's a what?
Like, it's a part of horror.
Yeah, I'm
Because they are like-
not horror. I don't do horror.
Yeah, there are enemies that can transform into like a chest or box that's next to you, and when you go to them, they just plop out of nowhere. A bit of loud sound comes up, and yeah, the
Okay.
Oh, I saw that.
mimics. Are they called?
Pretty cool. The concept is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like cool.
Cohen asks, how long have you had that world for, and how many active members are there? So we've had this since Christmas time. So I guess about 6 months. And active members, I really need to do a count at some point. I think we have like 7 or 8 active players who are always active. Then we have a lot more total players, but on the active side, about 7 or 8. That is increasing, and I'm looking to increase it a lot further by like dropping the sort of like what tier gets you this. But as it stands, we need anti-grief and stuff to be on the server before I feel comfortable doing that because of past experience with patron servers.
Hello.
Hello, Rick attacked. Hello there.
I am the Night Fury boyo.
He used the Night Fury boyo, but he green, so he's like a leaf fury, or like a barf fury. Oh.
I am the Tree Fury.
Ah, Tree Fury. So like the ones HCG, we are hearing game audio through your microphone. If this continues, I will have to server mute you, unfortunately.
Rip. I've got headphones on, so you won't hear me pissing around in American trucks. No.
Alright, sorry HCG, but I think you'll have to type in the server chat since it's continuing. And by server I mean, sorry, type in the YouTube chat. That's the one I'm reading currently. Alright, so I guess we did our little mining thing. I could go back and mine some more. Might just do that now, but then when we need to repair the pick again, I think I'll jump into Unreal Engine and I'll show some modeling stuff. Go fly through here.
I'm assuming you're in Minecraft, HIYU?
That's right.
What you doing in your server right now?
I'm going back to the mine. I set up a beacon mine.
Right.
Okay, what else is in chat right here? Find space interesting because there's just so much, and we have just explored a tiny speck of the world. We've explored most of Earth. There are a few weird places that are still being found. When it comes to the oceans, though, it's mainly just sort of life and geology stuff. But we're exploring quite a bit. In terms of like total surface coverage, I don't know, probably not very much, but like it is representative of the larger scale anyway. What's we got here? I mean, I'm gonna go this way actually. Grab 2 of these shulker boxes again. When it comes to, trying to think here. Wait, you can model in Unreal, says Lou. No, I mean I would open up Unreal and also a modeling program. Like I use Modo. Yeah, I actually rigged and animated a model in Modo. I don't recommend animating in Modo. It's a bit laggy.
Would any of you be interested in me showing you how to install the graphic mod of Optifine, if you don't have it already?
I'm currently using Optifine.
Oh, okay.
You've been seeing me using the zoom key throughout the stream.
Optifine is so pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing this game for, oh my god, yeah, 10 years. So, 9 years, about 9 years. So, I use Optifine.
I've only recently been getting back into it, so.
Ah.
Yeah, me too. Recently playing it more and more often.
There's a guy I want to show our server who hasn't played since like beta 1.6. So I think just Pistons will blow his mind.
Yeah, it will probably.
Are there any chickens in this game? We do have chickens in Minecraft, yes. Well,
Yes.
I mean, they're kind of like chicken duck things.
Yeah, they're more like
It's a stretch to call them chickens. They're kind of like a white block with wings.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they add dynamic lighting to Minecraft 1.15. Well, due to Cub fans video,
Ever
they just
thought
might.
of using shaders? Makes the game look great. Keep up the great content, you.
Thank you, Melissa, for the Sec 100 donation. Sec 100, that is, I don't know, the current currency conversion where it's about £10, about $11 or so. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, are you in the UK?
I'm in Sweden.
Oh, sweet. Right. Psh. I should have remembered that from the.
I liked your reaction control system with thruster noise right there.
I should have remembered that from the Swedish flag in your videos.
Could you set your phone to silent if that's possible?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. This is an exam. So, Melissa says, ever thought of using shaders? Makes the game look great, keep up the great content. Yeah, I can totally turn on the SUSE PTGI E7 shaders right here. However, let's see if I can turn them on here. I guess I should also turn off smooth lighting. For some reason, they don't look quite as good as I remember. I think the 1.13 version is still a bit on the buggy side. Let's see, smooth lighting off. There we go. All right, it's a little bit blurry because I have the render resolution down to 0.7, so I apologize for that. Let's forget what it looks like in here. Let's go upstairs and see what that looks like. Alright, so without the smooth lighting, we're getting some weird... Okay, there's clearly something wrong with the 1.13 version still. But it's not drastically bad, at least. Okay, it's pretty bad. Something is wrong with this. This does not look correct. I think we need to wait for an update.
That looks very off.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some kind of weird ambience to it, and that makes the shadows not dark enough. I can try some of the older shaders here. I know they're gonna break actually, so let's not do that.
I've been using the preview of 1.14. I don't know what your server version is on.
Yeah, we're on 1.13.
Okay.
We have to run paper in order for this to be optimized enough for us to fly around at will and stuff like that.
Mm.
Try switching to the OG texture pack. That might make a bit of difference with the shaders.
Yeah. Like, if you don't... I've had this weird glitch with Optifine, especially with the 1.14 version, where if I have any other texture packs, it will mix in with a default texture pack, which is really strange. So I just uninstalled all the texture packs in my game.
What do you mean?
And just have the default. Like,
And the thing with texture packs is that they it doesn't fully switch to that texture pack. It simply overrides the current one with the new one. So if that texture pack doesn't contain all the textures of the game, there will be some textures from the old one that'll show through.
well, I understand, but it's more like a weird graphical glitch. But that's at least in the 1.14
okay.
version.
Okay, yeah. I guess they must have changed the format or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
I have had some weirdness with texture packs, especially, for example, vanilla tweaks that allows us to have more visible wither hearts and lowered fire and stuff, and like arrows on the side of observers and stuff like that, and hoppers. That kind of breaks in 1.13, I found, and imagine 1.14 it's the same, so they have to update that.
True.
I know they've updated the data packs, I'm not sure if they've updated the texture version. Please use OG texture pack, the new one messes with me so much. No. The new one is the future, and I like it. I like it a lot more.
That, and it's not their game.
See, now, Granite looks actually awful as opposed to ambiguously awful. That's an improvement.
In my opinion, so I'm a middle-aged guy. I really like middle-age related things. So I like the Doku.
Hold on. If you say you're a middle-aged guy, I'm assuming you're 45 years old.
No, I love middle-aged style, the style of it,
Yeah, yeah.
of the
Oh.
buildings, of the weapons, and not like I'm 58
Oh.
or something. No, no.
Le Bleda, thank you for
Middle-
subscribing.
Middle Ages.
Oh god. Yeah, like the middle medieval age.
Yeah, and because of
Not
that,
like
I just
you are a middle-aged man.
and because of that, I just love the DokuCraft texture pack. It's
Mm.
like really relatable for that.
Right. God,
Yeah.
I'm yawning so much. I hate it.
Hey, look what we found. We found the diamonds. Got a little puddle over here. Anyone fancy a swim?
Oh, yeah. Well, personally, I have a Realm server that's at 1.14 because it has to be at the latest version because it's Realms. But that's all I could do. So, well, actually, my own realm, I'm building a legitimate castle.
Hmm.
And it's pretty ridiculous, but it's kind of neat at the same time.
Don't need more coal. I've got enough coal. And we seem we're going to be on the fuel of the future. Bamboo. You rocket people thought I was going to say methane. What?
Bamboo is really easy to grow now, especially if you have bone marrow.
One sec. My water disappeared.
I
Maybe
just
you drank
imagine
it.
now powering a rocket with just bamboo. Oh god, no. That will take like, I don't know how many pieces of bamboo, but
Tippy says, my chickens will be laying in a few weeks. Very good. Very good. Eggs, very good. I agree.
Egg.
This game
Okay.
start.
I have 7 chickens that lay eggs.
Very
We
good.
get 8 eggs a day. Somebody's overproducing. Or
I'm just
they're
a
just
bloke
laying
who lives in
really
an
late.
apartment, so I got nothing. I cannot relate to the egg produce.
You're living in a lie. You are actually getting 14 eggs a day. It's just the weasels are taking half.
My life is a lie.
Alright, so my water randomly disappeared. I broke the water? Maybe I
You
did.
drank it.
I think I put a torch where the water was, but the water wasn't rendering for me on the client. So did this game start off with really bad graphics and they kept up the pixelated look, but ironically? So, I mean, when the game started off, artistically, the colors were just, they didn't match, they didn't mix. The saturation level was all over the place depending on what material it was. I mean, actually, if we just change all of the graphics to the fastest possible. Oh, got a noise in the Acrylex is subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel.
Why
Right.
is the
So-
granite in Minecraft so bloody red?
It's not that red. No, it's very pale red.
yeah.
Alright, so this is what the
More
game
like
used to
brown.
look like. Like, this is the best you could possibly make it look. And even then, the lighting didn't, like, fade to this nice sort of orange here. It was just dark. It just looked awful. Actually, hold up. Yay, there we go. This is what Minecraft used to look like. And just this. Even this looks better, though. The color was just way worse. The textures didn't look as good. Everything was a bit more stark and kind of... yeah. Since then, of course, it's been improved massively. This is what I'm used to seeing now. HIYU, stay hydrated. Okay.
Stay life jacket.
What a lovely
You're
sound.
smoking. That was very, very attractive.
Succulent.
Sip.
Suck with two
Oh my god,
C's.
Melissa! Thank you! Melissa says, "Hey, HIYU just became a $10 patron. That is amazing. Yes, okay. Real talk. I feel really guilty because I haven't released a space video in a little while here. Of course, the reason for that is I've been taking a break, a very Patreon approved break from creating things.
What does that mean?
Well, basically, my patrons approve of me taking a break from creating things because I was totally burned out after finishing up with game dev and stuff. However, now I'm starting to sort of, find my way again, get that creative energy back. This new video is being worked on now, and
receive your production juices.
Thank you, Melissa. That's very kind.
So your production juices are flowing back into your veins?
They're called creative juices. If we say production juices, it just sounds
Creative juices,
weird.
my god, sorry.
Production juices.
Production juices. I mean,
Huh.
yeah. Well,
How dare
don't
you
add
put that
a
image into my head.
don't add a re before that production there. So yeah, I think things are getting better when it comes to like my creativity. Finally,
Creative juices.
yeah. For those of you who I tweeted about it a bit, I talked about it on stream sometimes, but basically the gist of it is, when you're creating stuff and you're having a great time, you're sort of spinning these gears inside your mind to create things. And you spin them and you spin them and you create whatever you want to create and you're having a good time. But those gears wear down. So, especially if you're using them too much. If you're using them all the time, like I was. And what you end up doing is you spin the gears, you're like, hey, come on, work. You always work, right? But they just don't catch. They're sort of free spinning now. They don't work anymore. And that's kind of how I felt. Like, I would try to think of, like, being motivated to do something, but, like, I want to do this thing. And I would just sit there and stare at the screen. And I've never been particularly good with motivation like that, except, this space is a topic I'm really passionate about, so what's wrong with me? And that's what it was creative burnout.
That, and I guess you were just spacing out.
Okay, we've got enough coal here. We need to run a clean operation. Oh my.
Minecraft is coal mining simulator.
And that has been thingied out. Cool. Melissa wants you to get a slap for that joke about spacing out. Okay, I've not been keeping up with the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I have. But why does the redstone keep getting a rainbow around it when you mine it? That is a texture pack kind of thing. So all of this stuff here is mining too quickly to display the block breaking animation. But redstone doesn't, so you actually see the block breaking animation. It's like a rainbow border sprite sheet. It's a really, really ancient texture pack that I've ported over the years through the different versions. I think I had it during beta 1.8. That's how old it is. Something like that. Mumbo Jumbo was the one who put that together, but I think he took it from some other texture pack. Bumbo. Bumbo. What? Oh, yeah, we can't sing that anymore.
Oh, can't?
No, it's been claimed by Warner Chappell. Yeah, he no longer has that as his intro.
That sucks.
Yep. Here's the thing, like, the original creator allowed him, you know, had an agreement with him all this time. But, I mean, who do you think you are, creator? You didn't make this music. You know, the publisher you're with did. So they will speak for where the music can be used. And that's what happened. Oh no, I know what it was. It sampled like a really ancient like piece of like the original song that it's based on, the original swing song that it was based on. And that sample is what was claimed by Warner Chappell because yeah, they technically owned that ancient ass song. Meaning that they also now own. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure like being able to sample stuff like that is normal in the music industry, so they're just being dicks. What else is going here? Secret Furry says, "Hey, do you think if we can scan a brain and simulate it in a computer, besides it being extremely unethical, would that simulated brain count as a human?" It would count as a human brain.
Yeah, but I don't think it would actually be a human being.
See,
it's not biological.
No, I wouldn't say that. But not, like, I don't care whether it's biological or not. That isn't a problem to me. The issue for me is that there is more to what makes a human than the brain, than even the internal organs. And that is, we have a lot of microbiomes that, you know, a lot of different bacterial cultures that live within us. Typically, generally the same ones between different people. Not exactly the same, but similar. Those bacterial cultures, you know, they interact with a cluster of nerves near the stomach to influence the way you think, what you want, what you like and dislike.
Is that where the whole gut feeling thing comes from?
I'm not at liberty to say if that is the entirety of that.
I'm just asking about your theory.
When it comes to gut feeling, we're talking about like the first thing that comes to your mind. That is different to actual like gut neurology. That's a phrase. When you'll see articles like, maybe gut feeling really is a thing. It's like, yes, but not for the phrase gut feeling. More like you can get feelings from your gut, but it's nothing to do with trivia or life decisions. It's more like, what do you want to eat?
Well, that is technically a life decision because you need to eat to live. And you can choose what to eat.
When we say life decisions, it isn't in itself inherently figurative. We are talking about things that we make planning for the future.
I'm just talking out my ass. For the
So,
sake of trying to be funny.
Yeah, requirement of doing that is that it also has to be funny.
Yes, and I'm not funny. Therefore, trying to be funny does not mean is funny.
So, yeah. So, for example, if now I'm not a microbiologist by any means, but from what I have heard, it's stuff like if you tend to eat certain kinds of foods often, even if these foods aren't good for you, then these foods will, you know, nourish certain bacterial cultures that are inside of you and make them grow larger. If they grow larger, that means they have a larger kind of democratic effect in the gut. You know, they will shout louder, "Hey, we want this kind of food."
I actually heard about that in Kurzgesagt's
yeah,
video.
I first heard about this in Kurzgesagt's video as well. It is a very, very much a developing field of science that's kind of people being like, "Oh my god, this is probably like a big part that we've been ignoring all this time."
Yeah. Microbiomes. In your
Yeah, the idea is, yeah, there'll be more of it, so then they'll say, "Hey, give us more of what we want," and then you'll be like, maybe I want more of this kind of food today. Well, so that thing is sugar. Well, that's very, very dangerous for you because sugar is probably the most dangerous substance most people come into contact with on the daily. It's the most addictive drug, and it is well, a cause for a lot of death and a lot of suffering.
So does that mean that if I show up to work with a lollipop, doesn't mean I'm on drugs?
I mean, kind of, yeah. I don't think, I mean, it's not really a drug because it doesn't work in any kind of, like, weird way. It simply just, like, gives you more of energy, like, suddenly instant energy. But, of course, it alters your mood. It, you know, once you're off of that, you know, you start to sort of have withdrawal. You have a crash after having lots of sugar. I enjoy sugar on the daily, but I'm not gonna, you know, for example, okay, here's a good example. I noticed I was getting a bit pudgy one day. This happened for a couple weeks, and then I realized that the change in my diet I had made was that I had like this tiny smoothie. I started getting this little tiny smoothie and drinking that once a day at work. That's like 5 days a week, and that is the sole reason for why I was gaining some weight. You know, I was turning from a long boy into like a normal human. So I was like, wow, you know, that must contain a lot of sugar, and sure enough it did. So yeah, it's even stuff like fruit juice contains a lot of sugar, and it's not the same as eating fruit because I don't know exactly why, but the actual structure of the food you're eating contributes a lot to how it's broken down. Yeah, when you're eating fruit, for example, your body has to work a lot more to break down the fruit and get to the nutrients within, meaning that your body uses the sugar the fruit provides to break down the rest of the fruit. But I mean, that's the whole point of what the plants want. They want you to poop out their seeds, so they will actively give you the perfect thing to eat so that you would, you know, easily digest the food and then poop out their seeds. That's why it has so much sugar as well. And your body likes the sugar because it makes it easier to digest, and that manifests as joy. Yes, I'm having sugar. I like this. Of course, when you put it through a food processor, you know, you turn it into juice, then, well, you're just getting the sugar. You're not having to do any work inside the stomach, so it just, you know, you just straight up becoming fat. And that is not good for health.
Even though I have a very high metabolism and I'm skinny no matter what I eat.
For now. I'm actually the same. And it, you know,
I'm just
a lot of
enjoying it right now.
Yeah, a lot of
Just
people tell
enjoying
me
life.
that, you know, oh, one day won't be the same, but that day's kidney failure and Crohn's disease, so my body's dealing with a lot all the time. It's probably take a long time for that day to come. Also, part of why it's harder for me to get fat. It's because I'm fucking sick. Down with the sickness. Hey.
Good thing I'm not really dealing with any major health problems besides my damn asthma.
Melissa Dusk. They want you to poop out their seeds. HIYU 2019. Yes. So, what else is there? HIYU, catch up with the chat, says Melissa. Thank you for the 20 Swedish crown donation. But geez, I need to catch up with the chat. Okay, what's happening here? Bam. FNAF Furry says, hi, I would use push to talk if it would work. My Bluetooth headset isn't working with push to talk. That's not how that, no, that's not how that works. Sorry, it's the software gate. It just, there we go.
Catch up with chat.
I'm catching up with chat now. Are you talking about the Bittersweet Symphony thing? What? Hi, I pinged you on your Discord. Let's see here. Where is... Oh, there we go. Alright, I shall, there we go. Slash whitelist, add an Excel. Blam, you are now on the whitelist. I will
server, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I should probably also log into Patreon and verify that you actually are a patron.
So the Minecraft server is for patrons only.
That's correct.
Mm.
It's a specific tier. Let's
Which
see.
one is that? Because I haven't actually. I didn't know you had a Patreon for some reason.
Well, if I made more videos, people would actually know. So I need to do that. There we go. It is there. Thank you, Melissa. Wait, you have kidney failure, asks Talvi Thunder. Yes. I mean, very low kidney function. Not quite kidney failure. Sort of around 23-24%. It seems to be climbing now that I'm on this medication that tells my immune system to chill. So yeah. Let's continue with the old mining right here. 3, 4, 5. What else is going on here? Regular fruits use natural sugars. I'm talking about like a fruit juice that only has the sugar from the natural fruit. And by the way, sugar is basically sugar. Sugar is sugar. I mean, okay, there's like 2 main kinds, but it's just sugar. If you put it into a food processor, what you're effectively doing is pre-digesting it. I do call it a food processor because Americans they start to speak the American language. It is bad. I spell sulfur with an F now.
What do you? All right.
You know,
PH.
yeah.
I just remembered.
You know, with in Minecraft, the cookie, if you change it to UK English, it says biscuit, and this is incorrect. A cookie is a type of biscuit, but the one in Minecraft is specifically a cookie.
Mm.
Okay, let's see what's happening over here in the chat still. I eat a lot of sugar, but I work outdoors and exercise a lot, so I guess that keeps it in check. Yeah, the best thing to do is to just eat tons of sugar just before you go out and exercise, because it is immediately acting. It's not like fat where you can burn it whenever. It is very sudden. Yeah. And a lot of money went into convincing people and the media that it was fat still. One of those science very regularly, as the same goes for smoking, sugar, and for climate change, has to come up against corporate greed and corporate sponsored confusion is what I call it. Basically, anyone who says, "Oh, the science isn't there yet," is a liar.
Right. Yeah. Like Mr. Orange. Basically the live
The Cheeto.
Orange in the
We just call him the Cheeto.
Orange Office Man.
That sounds like a meme.
Yeah, it is literally the annoying orange.
Oh my god. Hey Apple. Racism. Alright. We could probably afford another line here of mining.
And since I live in the States, I have to deal with it.
You just have to deal with it more. We're all having to deal with it. A lot of emboldened, hateful people have been coming out of the woodworks all over the world. Because... Anyway, that's all I have to say on the matter on stream. We can talk about this after if you want. I have a lot of very strong opinions on this kind of stuff. Obviously. As someone whose perspective is we are all tiny beings living on one dot, on the thin rock crust of one dot out of trillions in the universe. That is my perspective going into any debate. And to see people arguing about such petty things and blaming things that have no bearing on the issue whatsoever is just awful. And that is... I'm not really a history person, but that is why the study of history is so important, because it's guaranteed to have happened before. At this point, anyway. And we're not a new species anymore. have a lot of experience with these kind of people and these kind of issues. Alright, let's look at the chat. Secret Furry says, "Hi, yeah, I've been eating a lot of sugar the past years and I never gained weight, and suddenly last year plus 30 kilograms. I'm currently working on getting rid of the sugar addiction." Yeah, it's once you reach a certain age, suddenly you can't deal with it anymore. I don't know why. It's probably something to do with you not growing anymore. It's very counterintuitive to me because actually I guess your body just isn't working as well anymore, so if it's not working as hard, you're just not consuming as much.
So I have to work tonight, so I'm gonna get off and get some rest.
Alright, have a good rest.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Because while you're still growing, your body's creating new muscle and using up resources to grow.
But even
so when you stop doing that, your body no longer burns as much energy. So,
but for example, I'm growing, but I can still kind of, eat loads, and it's because I'm not yet aging. So aging is the disease that starts to hit you sort of 35 to 40 years old, and eventually will kill you. And once you get this, your body is no longer as fit to, constantly heal itself from damage. And this damage is caused by everything. Just living causes this damage because you're basically burning a million tiny little fires in all of your cells, and that causes damage. Once you can no longer keep up with that, I guess you don't need as much resources. I will always stand by the fact that aging is a preventable disease, and that to think that it is a natural part of life is stupid. Sure, it has always been a part of our life, but I mean, what really is the way things are meant to be? We just developed the way we did because of chance. Maybe it's good to have 2 legs, good to have 5-fingered hands, but we are the way we are because of chance. We age just because of chance. There are mammals out there that don't age. Naked mole rats don't age. They only ever die from infections. They don't even get cancer because nature said so. It's just chance. Lobsters don't die of age. This is a disease that we need to get our butts in gear and prevent. Thankfully, some people are, but more people need to know. I would like to tackle that at some point, but I think CGP Grey has that one locked down. Oh my god. Kyle, thank you. Jesus, you're probably freaking out right there. Yeah, my pickaxe almost broke. This is
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Jesus.
But I didn't want to.
We're on 11 durability. Okay, I'm switching pick here. That's bad. Thank you. Oh my god. Alright, we're getting out of here. Let's leave. I'm gonna go straight to the Guardian farm. We need to put 1 stone right there. Oh well, let's leave. Coral reefs look really good. On a lighter note, what Hogwarts house are you? Is this like an official quiz I'm meant to do? I know there was. I think I'm more of a... I don't know. I like nerdy stuff. I also like caring about stuff. I also like fluffy animals. I don't know. What is Hufflepuff? What is the whole point of Hufflepuff? I never understood Hufflepuff. It's like just the other one. Is that where like all the special kids go? Because if that's the case, I'm definitely a Hufflepuff.
let me look it up.
I said this before on the stream, but an interesting thing is like Hogwarts and the whole Harry Potter like setup. Hogwarts, when I watched it as a school kid, the only thing that was different and weird to me was the magic. Everything else was exactly the same. the ancient stone buildings with the towers and stuff, that was just school for me. Like, everyone going into a huge dining hall and then sitting down at exactly the same time, that was school for me. You know, what else was there? Like, robes and stuff? Yes. Everyone wore the same uniform. For some stuff, like I was in choir, we all had to wear robes. What robes you wore, like, dictated your sort of, like, rank in the choir and stuff like that. Everything was the same except for the magic. Okay, let's see what's been going on here. What was the rocket engine used on the Redstone rocket? I am fabulously terrible at the sort of historic rockets and ICBMs.
So what Pottermore.com says is that Hufflepuffs value hard work, patience, loyalty, and fair play. The house has produced its share of great wizards, not least Newt Scamander, author of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Okay, I'm very Newt Scamander. Probably Hufflepuff. I'm not particularly patient, but I value patience. What else is going here? The magic has been ruined. Shish. Secret phrases. Yeah, I see it similar, and the argument most people bring is it's not natural. But to be honest, what even is natural in our world? There are only a few untouched places. I mean, think of it this way. With the starting conditions of Earth, you have a rock, you have some water starts appearing because it's abundant everywhere in the solar system, iron, lots of materials. And then you start getting amino acids, nitrates. You know, you put energy and organic compounds into the system, you eventually get life. That life evolves. That life then, you know, starts developing tools and technology. One of the various species that developed these things developed them further and used it to then develop even more, and created large communities, larger presences, bigger populations, started affecting the world around them to suit their needs. That is natural. What we are doing now is what we would do. We didn't get to this part here because of some act of God or some other alien or something. You know, there is no evidence for that, and we're pretty sure if we did, we'd probably be doing much better. We are just natural. Minecraft, the existence of Minecraft is natural. This is something we eventually would have made, because that's just what our species does. I think a really good video for that is what's it called? It's got a weird name. You Happy Sometimes Maybe. Oh, okay. It's by Exerbia. It's Now You Happy Always Maybe. The video doesn't have any verbs, but it's still a really good video. I think it glitched and all the verbs got removed. But you'll see what I mean if you watch it. Now we're just repairing the pickaxe. Tippy says, "Are you kidding, HIYU? Where the heck did you go to school?" Britain! Now, I went to an extremely Christian school in some, like, old building in Cornwall, which is sort of like the poorest part of England. It doesn't seem like it, though. It really doesn't. The north seems much worse, but I think it's more because we don't have an abundance of rich people, so I guess on average we're poorer. But the average person does pretty much okay in Cornwall. Stuff is very cheap in Cornwall too, so that helps. Ravenclaw is the smart people. I mean, Newt Scamander is smart. He's not smart in like a can calculate things in his brain kind of smart, but he's smart in like, you know, intelligence has a lot of different facets, and I think a lot of people who seem to want to be smart just for the sake of it don't also understand that you need to be smart about who you are kind toward. For example, you have a limited amount of resources and you have only so many people, you want to help, for example. maybe your resource is time and you want to teach people, but you only have so much time. Who do you choose to teach and how do you go about that? Things like that. Like, there are a lot of hard decisions to make that are not as tangible as numbers or money. There's a lot of intelligence in regards to emotion and empathy that I think a lot of people undervalue. Alright, we're about halfway here. Yeah, Exerbier is such a good person on YouTube to watch. No Thumbnail Kid says hi. Hello. Favorite planet? Asks Melissa. My God. I mean, Earth. I've spent the most time here. It seems like a good place. I'd say Earth. We don't have anywhere else quite like it. If you're gonna say other than Earth, I like Enceladus a lot. I'd say Enceladus. Because it's not Europa. Europa is surrounded by radiation and awfulness, and Jupiter. Enceladus is like Europa, but not... Like, you could actually stand on it and not just die in 3 hours. That's good, it's where I keep my stuff, says Oren. Tippy asks, isn't Newt more along the lines of a savant? I looked up the word savant. Savant musician, god damn it. There you go. A learned person, especially a distinguished scientist. The hell does that mean? A learned person? Of great and varied learning. Oh shit, I guess that's me. I know way too many things. I like absorb new skills and try to get good at them. I can relate to that kind of person, I suppose. And not in like a bigging myself up kind of way, but like that's the kind of I relate to the idea of that struggle, basically. Someone like Adam Savage I relate to. Not the best at anything, but I like to sort of absorb new skills and try to get okay at them. That's how my god, this sound. That's how I sort of am able to do all this crazy stuff. Like, I could make an entire video game by myself. It won't stand out very much besides maybe just the gameplay, but that is within the realm of feasibility for me now. Favorite Avenger? Jesus. You're asking the hard questions today. Are you thinking of joining the server, by the way, Melissa? Because I can show you around and you can get on here in the Discord. Oh, you used Absorb. Favorite Avenger? I mean... I really like Iron Man. Because... I relate to him having PTSD. That's the thing I've been dealing with. I think I've mostly got over it in the last couple of years. I relate to... I just really like that he built his way to being really cool. I mean, obviously he was already very rich, so... Like, that part was basically from his family. But when he wants to become a Superman kind of person, he just built it. He figured it out as an engineering problem. And he seems to like really care about people, and he understands both sides of a lot of arguments, but doesn't want to... He still doesn't yield on his own side, I guess. He does have problems too, obviously. That Iron Man 3 is a good film. Alright, I think we're pretty much done with the mining, though. Etika. Yes. I haven't seen Endgame. I didn't realize he had a cabin. Our ancestors had launch time bongs. Please give me the XP so I can remend my pickaxe. Hello, Zach. So here he has seen Chernobyl. Because I sure haven't. And probably too stressful for someone like me to watch, but our boy Leo is in it. Person from our game A Way Out, Leo. He's actually in that film. It's basically his character. Same actor as well. Fadas, my director's brother. He gets to shoot puppies! Yay! Alright, our pickaxe is pretty much done here.
I was in Chernobyl like for an hour. And
Say again?
To be honest, I was in Chernobyl. And the guide said that 1 hour in Chernobyl, you get less radiated than the flight to Chernobyl. Or Russia, better said.
Yeah. Oh, no, when I say that he was in Chernobyl, I mean he was in the film.
Yeah.
Series, yeah.
Yeah, but I was in the actual place and it
Yeah.
was pretty actually sad.
It doesn't look like a...
that got so destroyed just by one mistake.
It doesn't look like a like an optimistic experience to me.
Yeah.
Do we have any items here which we need to save? Maybe guess that one, maybe. I'm just checking the hoppers to make sure we don't have anything stuck in there, because when we turn off the system, we drain those hoppers. Alright. There's a sword in here for whatever reason. Interesting. I think I'll move that over to these chests. Oh my god! Oh my god! We have a babby. Hello there. What are you doing here? You came here from the nether? Alright. We have a babby now. All my precious items are in this one shulker box. Perhaps that is not the best idea. Oh well. Living on the edge. Let's go back. Yeah, I mean, so long as you don't, like, pick anything up from, like, the floor of a house or something, or, like, breathe in, like, dirt, going to Chernobyl, just fine. And so long as you know where the radiation is, if there is any lying around in some pile or something, as in radioactive material, you're just fine.
Yeah.
Do you know how they found out that the reactor had blown? Because that's not shown in the series. What happened was, in Sweden, there is a like a nuclear research facility, and you know they needed to be like approved to go in and to go out. And this guy, you know, they kind of get cleaned off and everything, you know, of material. And so this guy was going into the sort of reactor area, you know, the area which could be irradiated inside the lab. And he showed up as positive for, you know, having radioactive material on him during the screening. So they had to clean it off of him using I don't know, they have some cleaning system or something. But then he still had it on him. They didn't know what was going on. Because he had not come out of the system, he had gone in from the outside. And it turns out all of outside had this material on it. Because it had all come over from Ukraine. From the Soviet Union. So, yeah. That's how they found out.
There was one place that was extremely radiated, like, I think it was a firefighter house? Yeah, it was a firefighter house, and the clothes, they were so radiated that if you stood there for like 1 or more hours, you could really get serious health issues.
Hmm. Well, I guess they would have hung those up after going to the reactor.
Yeah.
Wait a sec. That's an egg. Ha! It's mine now. Oh god, the elephant's foot. That stuff's terrifying. Nope, I'ma just nope out of that topic. A video about radiation is in the works. The idea is I'm going to do a collaboration with Corey Coyote. Because he's interested in... Is there a bypass there now? Oh, cool. That's very useful. Yeah, he's interested in the topic of radiation and space and stuff. And I have a couple patrons who... Actually, no, I have a patron and also some friends who just happen to also be nuclear reactor operators. So, yeah.
The guy who found out in Sweden was Cliff Robinson.
Say again?
Cliff Robinson.
Cliff Robinson.
That's what I found online.
Ah. Yeah, I wanted to... I didn't want to interrupt, but I also wanted to say that that is a story I have heard and haven't read. So, I'm happy that you looked it up.
Yeah, I knew that story too. But I didn't have it clear in my head anymore.
Where is Naxel? Where are you? Melissa? On top of a sand hill. Oh, hello! Alright. I shall show you over to the place where all the cool stuff. So if you come over here, there's a little cobble hut over here with some acacia wood logs. Planks, sorry. And that is where all the community items are, so you can... so you can grab anything you want from there. There used to be item frames all over these chests. There was a great culling of entities and they all disappeared, so you just have to kind of figure out. But yeah, there's a food chest over at spawn with lots of fish in it, and otherwise there's all of these chests too. Is there food here? There's some mutton if you want it. Yeah, otherwise we have infinite fish, basically. Alright, over here we have Cake Lane. I built this house over here. One moment. I built this house over here, and then everyone else kind of also built the same house, but out of different materials. So yeah, this is Cake Lane. Where's Rusty's? Yeah, I like Rusty's over here. What sound? Oh yeah, there was loads of chickens under here, but we killed them all. It was lagging the server. Yeah, this is Rusty's. I like his because when you open the door, there's just another door. Yeet. Yeah. Other than that whole... Actually, I'll show you this quickly. So here, you can choose to go to the mesa as well. And this line will take you to the mesa. It's about a 5-minute trip. Yeah, and you just... If you wanted to go, you would stand on the pressure plate, but as it stands now, we're going to be heading off to town. I killed the chickens. Yeah, they were like... There was like a lot of them in there. There's like 50 of them. What's going on here? Is there some special place for finding diamonds? I've been mining at Bedrock for like an hour and haven't found any. You should go to level 11, because then you won't encounter as much lava. And just mine in a straight line for ages. So, if you can get on the boat with me. Actually, you can drive the boat. The buttons prevent pigmen spawns, because they're a redstone related block. If you head straight forward, this is the way to town. Hello, Howler. Welcome.
The guide actually told us that the Russians firstly tried to keep the accident in Chernobyl secretly. That was too a very terrible thing. But some say that are rumors and some say that it was true. So I'm not completely sure on that, but if it's true, I'm completely shocked.
I'm pretty sure too. I mean, that sounds like what Russia would.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, they didn't keep it a secret in the local area. They didn't tell people why they were evacuating, I think, but they did evacuate everyone. However, they didn't let the information go to the west, and especially the information as to why it happened. Right. So yeah, this is town. Here we have our town hall. Up in here, you can see a big ass map. Where'd you go?
They evacuated way too late. That's the problem.
Yeah. So over here is our town hall, and this is where we have our big old map. So you can see here, this big green part with all the grass is the residential area. I've actually got an awesome map on the stream here. So you have our residential district on the right in green, and then down here where... Oh yeah, we have a guy called Pepe the Cat. That's why he's called Pepe. Nothing in relation to... Like, he actually had a cat called Pepe ages ago, that's why. This grey area over here is the commercial district with all our shops and stuff. Then above there, past the airstrip, is where we have all of our farms and stuff. That's the more industrial region. But yeah. Oh. It is pretty big. So, over there where the big skyscraper is, that's the commercial district. And over here is the residential one where there's all the houses and stuff. This thing here, this is some weird sculpture funded by the council. I'm not quite sure. I guess they just needed to spend the rest of the year's budget or something. It does actually. The idea is that the lights light up depending on the time of day. It's clearly broken. Over here we have our little bulletin board. Elytra shop. The Elytra shop is taking up 2 here. What the hell? But yeah. This is sort of the messaging board. Over here we have the concrete shop. So if you want concrete powder, this is the place to go. Very fancy. And yeah, the idea is when you come up to one of these chests, you would leave a diamond in place of the stack that you took. So this one, for example, he's selling full stacks. These ones, he's selling 48. These he's selling 32. It looks very stocked up now. Yeah, it's based on trust, exactly. That's why that's why I'm sort of hesitant to lower the barter entry, I suppose, when it comes to what reward tier it's on. But we're gonna have Core Protect installed at some point. This is the sheep. This is our wool shop. This is Rusty's. He's a leggy boy. He's a maned wolf. I sell concrete and concrete accessories. Yeah. It's just bones and gore. That's the sheep. He's got a brain up there as well and everything. Alright. But yeah, that's the gist of things. I mean, over here we have kind of the... Oh my god. Someone says my bin isn't as good. Oh, right. Captain Trash Can, he's a raccoon. And in true rack fashion, he has made himself a bin, and he wants you people to dispose of their items in his bin. But I'm pretty sure he's just collecting all of the items instead of disposing of them. Here it is, yeah. This is it has its own overflow bin and everything. I got a gold nugget. I'll give him a gunpowder there. There we go. It's easy to get trapped in the bins though. There we go. Alright. He a trash boy. That's right. Over down here we have our little plaza. Probably need to add another staircase to it. If we come down here, there's some more shops in this little park. I have a blaze rod shop here. Doesn't have any sales. Okay, there's a tunnel here now. Okay, see ya, Tippy. It's been awesome having you on. Okay. If you want to build a house, though, I'd recommend building in the residential district. We need more houses there, because then it's kind of like a town. Though if you're more of a sort of like a solitary base type of person, then that's fine too. Over here we have mending books. Oh dear, they really need to be restocked. And there's also like a wood shop over here as well. But yeah, I mean, if you look around, there's a lot of shops around the place. So if you need to get something quickly and you have diamonds to spare, this is the best way of getting this kind of stuff. Could a wood shop chop if a wood shop could shop wood? Oh yeah, and the runway, it's I think we should go this way to find the runway. Bye, Kyle. Have a good day. Yeah, this is kind of turned into the main street here. Before it was sort of the next one over, but this one's here is a pretty big deal now. Yeah, so there are some lots here for more shops. There's one being built here. And, yeah, so this here is sort of my area. Off to the left we have, there's no real way of getting there yet. But over this way we have sort of the farms and stuff. There's also a massive storage system where you can get as much stone and dirt as you could ever imagine. This here is my furnace system. Yeah, I've got some stuff to pick up here. There's 2 chicken in here for whatever reason. Furnaces in the wooden house. Hey, I don't make the rules. Yep, and this here is my house. And, oh, you can see Dog Bomb with his halo up on the hill as well. And yeah, this is the airstrip. We have a horse here for whatever reason. But this is my house with my planes. Oh my god. Someone made a dent apparently. Alright, that's fixed. Hey, Cats of Awesomeness, thank you. My sword is not about to break, it's fine. Yeah, it's MTH for Martin Holm International. Yeah, and up on there we have Dog Bomb.
The literal dog bomb.
Sorry?
He is a literal dog bomb.
Oh yeah, it's full of TNT. Don't bring any buttons or levers up there. That's not a good idea. I mean, it's what he would have wanted. Okay. Do you know how to fly with the Elytra? Kinda. Would you like lessons? I mean, or like, is this something you're used to doing? Okay. We do have an Elytra store, but I think they go for like 25 diamonds or so for a proper one. You have a problem landing. The idea is to cancel out your the vertical velocity. Your horizontal is just fine. What you can do is you can kind of do like a pirouette and spin as you come down to land, and that immediately cancels out that horizontal as well. It's still really hard to land on like one block though. You want to land on like the topmost block of a tree or something. What? Come on, activate. There we go. You like slamming into walls? Okay, to each their own. Hey, there we go. Ow. But yeah, is there anything you would like to start off with? I suppose I can show you the DSU if you want to get any stone or dirt or any materials. Yeah, so what we're passing here is, this is sort of an old deprecated XP system. The real XP farm is if you go in the Nether, you go past the portal that leads to this town and you continue on to the Guardian farm. That's where the real XP is to be had. This building here is Fox's concrete building. On the right here we have the cactus farm. We have a skelly horse who appears to be eating grass, which makes no sense. Mr. Skeletal. I should name him Mr. Skeletal. In fact, I can do that right here. Let's get ourselves an anvil. I don't have any anvils. Never mind. I don't have any anvils. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. Do I have any saddle on me? I don't think I have a saddle either. Potassium boy. What? Yeah, this way is to the DSU though. Yeah. So down this way we have these two buildings. The glass one is for AFKing, so if you want to just AFK and let all the farms run. But this one here is the deep storage unit. And this is where we keep all of our associated like drops and stuff. Right now I think we're completely full of slime. Yeah. Yeah, we are backed up on slime currently. Gunpowder's not doing too good. But that's due to like a lighting glitch in the gunpowder farm, that's why. But yeah, this is all of the stuff, and there's loads of dirt, and we have whole shulker boxes full of stone if you want it. So yeah. Actually a lot of shulker boxes, Jesus. Each one of these is a chest's worth, so oh dear. Yeah. It's a whole world of possibilities. Like a whole new game, Lewis. Oh, sorry, I stole your XP. Oh my god, I'm on level 69. HD Frostbite says, give me a random space/spacecraft flag, please, and thank you. Okay. I can give you a cool spacecraft facts. Did you know that, did you know that previous rovers on Mars, the way they landed was they basically inflated a bunch of big ball balloons around them, smack into the ground, bounce around until they would eventually rest. And then they would open up like a flower with petals, and then the rover would drive out from this thing. However, Curiosity is as big as a car, like a big car. And to get that rover on Mars, you couldn't do the same thing because it would just kind of slam into the ground. So they actually had to deploy it from a thingy. I can show. Heck. Give me a sec. Here we go. We are going to open up the display capture once again. I said, there we go. Yes. we look up the 7 minutes of terror here. This is a really cool thing to watch.
Snapping 9Gs.
At that point, we have to get that heat shield off. It's like a big lens cap blocking our view of the ground to the radar. The radar has to
Yeah,
take
so
just the right
they'd have to detach the heat shield there,
just the right time.
and then they have to detach from the back shell.
So we have no choice, but we got to cut it off and then come down in rockets. Once we turn those rocket motors on, if we don't do something, we're just going to smack right back into the parachute. So the first thing we do is make this really radical divert maneuver. We fly off to the side.
Diverting away from the parachute, killing our horizontal velocity and our vertical velocity, getting the rover moving straight up and down so it can look at the surface with its radar and see where we're going to land. And we head straight down to the bottom of a crater, right beside a 6-kilometer high mountain.
We can't get those rocket engines too close to the ground, because if we were to descend propulsively with our engines all the way to the ground, we would essentially create this massive dust cloud. That dust cloud could then go and land on the rover. It could damage mechanisms and it could damage instruments. So the way we solve that problem is by using the skycrane maneuver.
20 meters above the surface, we have to lower the rover below us on a tether that's 21 feet long, and then gently deposit it on its wheels on the surface.
As the rover touches down and is now on the ground, the descent stage is in a collision course with the rover. We must cut the bridle immediately and fly the descent stage to a safe distance from the rover.
JPL is cool. And that is that. Alright. So yeah, I can take you back to the town center if you would like. Up, up. No problem. I'm glad you enjoyed. What's the easiest way now? Yeah, town center is over here. We need like a nice park out here. Like this big stone thing I'm not so sure about. Oh yeah, we have sheep in a boat. We have 2 of them. It's a thing. Sheep's in a boat. Yeah, the residential districts out here, basically just people have their houses here. We have a rotatable egg, just for the hell of it. The rotate egg. Rotate to my egg. I don't know. Is this content? Alright. It's what I think of when people say content. It's like, you go to a classroom at school and the teacher arrives and you're like, "Hi, what's your content today?" Top 10 anime moments. Yeah, so this particular area here, I think this could be... This originally was all trees, and we took the trees down because screwed nature, am I right? I think we can regenerate this into a nice sort of pool lake kind of area. So I think this area here, because there's not much potential for a house here, but there are some other plots around the place where you could definitely put a house. Like you could definitely put a house back here. Like change the land and like put a house or some kind of like cozy place. Out here we have some people with sort of bigger ideas. Yeah, we have two bridges. They're called the Bryans. There's a one of these is after Brian Cox, the astrophysicist, and the other one is of Brian May, who is an astrophysicist. He also happened to be the drummer in the band Queen. No, the guitarist. The guitarist in the band Queen. But that's not important. What's important is that he was an astrophysicist. And the two Bryans often go on TV together in England to talk about space. That is Skeletal Horse. I can see if I can have a saddle on me. I doubt it though. I do. Leads won't work very well. If you like sign out and sign back in, the lead could break. So I'd recommend just a hole, yeah. Smash that egg button. Hold on. Does the bell on YouTube just look like a weird egg? I have to know this. No, it doesn't. That's sad. It could be an egg with something placed over it. Yeet. Ah, you used to be able to get out of a too high hole if you got off the horse. I guess it's no longer the case. But yeah, that is that. It's quite late. My caffeine is wearing off and I would like something to eat. I don't think I'm able to show the Unreal Engine stuff today. Because there's a lot of talking involved because it is so complex to get through all the stages of modeling and stuff. So I think we're going to call it here. So everyone, I want to thank you all for coming and watching. Melissa, I want to thank you for the donations. Holy crap. Luckily you graduated. No more studying for you. That is the wrong attitude. That is the wrong attitude. But yeah. Food stream? Hell no. No. I want to enjoy my food. I don't want to act out my food. It's my food. Mine. You don't get to enjoy the food. So yeah. Thank you for coming along. We will resume at some point. Beast Wolf with the €1 donation. Thank you.
No problem, bro.
Alright. We're gonna head off. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.